You are watching French Action and my name is Jenny. Last week we looked at the 12-hour clock, so today we are moving to the 24-hour clock. I hope that you have learned your numbers up to at least 59, and if you have, then you are ready. C'est parti! Just a quick reminder about the 12-hour clock, and then we will be moving to the 24-hour clock. So here I have 3 clocks and I put the AM, PM, PM. Last week I taught you that 1:15 was il est 1h15. However, I need to tell you now that if we are talking about 1:15 in the morning, which is the case here, you have to add du matin. Now, if it's the same time but PM, you have to add de l'après-midi, which means afternoon. And then if we are looking at the time which is past 5 o'clock, we have to say du soir. So in this case, we have 6:45, il est 7h moins le quart du soir. This is what happens with the 12-hour clock, which we call the informal clock, okay? With the 24-hour clock, though, it's going to be different. You will not have to say any of that. Are you ready for it? Vous êtes prêts? C'est parti. L'heure formelle is what we call the 24-hour clock. Like for the 12-hour clock, we are going to start with the hours. You remember that with the 12-hour clock, the hours went all the way up to 12. It's going to be exactly the same for the 24 hours up to midday. After that, we will need to continue counting 13, 14, 15, etc. up to 24. And that's what makes your 24 hours. And what you will see is that when we count 13, 14, 15, and so on, we will do it because it's after 12. So we're talking about afternoon and night. You can see the clock with the numbers around, which are the numbers after 12. So when it's afternoon in the 24-hour clock, you are going to see 13, 14, 15, etc. up to 24. And that's what makes your 24-hour clock. So when it's 1 p.m., it's going to be il est 13h. When it's 2 p.m., il est 14h. When it's 3 p.m., il est 15h. When it's 4 p.m., il est 16h. When it's 5 p.m., il est 17h. When it's 6 p.m., il est 18h. When it's 7 p.m., il est 19h. When it's 8 p.m., il est 20h. When it's 9 p.m., il est 21h. And here I'm saying 21 because heure is feminine. Je répète, il est 21 heures. When it's 10 p.m., it is il est 22 heures. When it's 11 p.m., il est 23 heures. And then when it's 12 p.m., or we would say a.m. actually, il est 24 heures. And 24 heures would be the equivalent of the midnight in the 12-hour clock. So remember, whenever you write heure after all these numbers, you need to remember to add the S. So the time using the 24-hour clock is il est 13 heures. Il est 13 heures. Now, if you remember from last week, we had 5 past, 10 past, and quarter past. Now, what I'm showing you is that it's no longer quarter past, but it's 15, which is 15. And then after that, we had 20 past, 25 past, and then half past. Now, in the 24-hour clock, we're no longer going to have half past. We are going to have 30. Okay? So, il est 13 heures. Il est 13h05. Il est 13h10. Il est 13h15. Il est 13h20. Il est 13h25. And the last one, il est 13h30. So now you can see how it is written. Il est 13h05. Il est 13h10. Il est 13h15. Il est 13h20. Il est 13h25. Il est 13h30. So let's practice a little bit more. So we know that it's il est 13 heures. Il est 13h05. Il est 13h10. Il est 13h15. Il est 13h20. Il est 13h25. Il est 13h30. So now we are going to continue and we're going to have il est 13h35. Il est 13h40. Il est 13h45. Il est 13h50. Il est 13h55. Il est 14 heures. So now let's see how we write this. 35, 40, 45, 50, 55. So let's practice a little bit more, and this time you're going to see how the time is written in French. Il est 13 heures. Il est 13h05. As you can see, there's an H between the 13 and the 05. Il est 13h10. Il est 13h15. Il est 13h20. Il est 13h25. Il est 13h30. Il est 13h35. Il est 13h40. Il est 13h45. Il est 13h50. Il est 13h55. Il est 14h. And we're going to see how the rest is written in French. So one more time. 13h05, 13h10, 13h15, 13h20, 13h25, 13h30, 13h35, 13h40, 13h45, 13h50, 13h55, 14h. So now I'm going to give you little exercises to do. So you are going to tell the time using the 24-hour clock. Quelle heure est-il? Quelle heure est-il? The answer is il est 4h34. And I say 4h because it says AM. Quelle heure est-il? Il est 16h34. And this time I'm saying 16h because it's PM. Quelle heure est-il? Il est 23h24. Quelle heure est-il? Il est 21h15. So here I'm saying 1h, 21h, because heure is feminine. Il est 21h15. So you couldn't say il est 21h, for example. Okay, so je répète, il est 21h15. Quelle heure est-il? Il est 10h40. heure est-il? Il est 16h55. Here's a table showing the differences between the 12-hour clock and the 24-hour clock. So you will see on the left the 12-hour clock and on the right the 24-hour clock. With the 12-hour clock, of course, the time goes up to 12 hours, whereas for the 24, up to 24 hours. For the minutes are expressed with quarter past, half past, 25 past, or 25 to the hour, whereas with the 24-hour clock, we just read up to 59, and that's why we need to know the numbers up to 59. How do we translate 12 a.m. in the 24-hour clock? It's midday or midnight. Midi, minuit. We will not have midi or minuit in the 24-hour clock. We will have il est 12 heures or il est 24 heures. So these are the main differences between the two clocks. I hope you got it. I hope that you are now clear about the 12-hour and the 24-hour clocks. And I hope that this has been very helpful. So like it if it's the case, and don't forget to subscribe if you haven't done so as yet. Au revoir!